You are tuned in to the remote broadcast at Study and Go Abroad Fair here at CIUT 89.5 FM. This afternoon, we have preempted the program of Cafe Brazil and Ultra Latino, and Carabuni will return at 4 p.m. Across the universe. We'll take the airwaves at 6 p.m. My name is Shuang. You've heard from my friends Melissa and Nicole as we are talking to different schools and organizations here at the fair to find out different ways that you can go to study and work abroad. If you have ever been interested in learning about the Italian language or culture, well, you're in luck. My next guest, Peter Talaj. You need to help me with these pronunciations. I need to take some language and culture classes, Peter. Tell me more about your school and how I can perfect my Italian language skills.
Well, Shuang, thank you very much. It certainly is a pleasure to be here, and we would love to have you at our school. Our school is actually quite unique compared to other schools because it's more designed about the intimate connection with culture. About 25% of our study time is in the classroom, and 75% is out in the community, being involved, getting hands-on in the material so you can really learn in a more didactic way. Also, being in the living classroom of the city where our school is, which is Ascoli Piceno. So to respond to your question, my last name is Tagliaferro.
Tagliaferro. I feel like I'm learning a little bit already. And so the school, which is International Academy Antonella.
That's correct.
Okay.
So Antonella was actually a really dynamic writer and promoter of cultural exchanges. She did cultural exchanges all throughout Europe with elementary school children, and she passed this passion on to her daughter, who is actually my wife, Ilaria Sabatini. And we started this school together following her passion and also our passion for Italian culture, which we really wanted to give to the world. Italy has a fantastic name internationally, but there are so many jewels and so many treasures that are hidden away off the beaten path, like Ascoli Piceno, which has everything that you could imagine to offer. I mean, just from an architectural point of view, we have medieval architecture, Baroque architecture, we have neoclassic, we have Gothic architecture. It's one of the most well-preserved medieval centers in all of Italy, if not Europe itself. It's been voted a number of times one of the 10 most beautiful city squares in all of Europe, and really has a great ability to get in contact with the culture, as I said, because the city is about 50,000 people, and as it's off the beaten path, which is actually strange because the road from Rome to Ascoli has been vibrant for over 2,000 years. It's the old salt road that the Romans used to take to collect salt from the Adriatic Sea. In fact, our school is on the Adriatic Sea, nestled between the Sibillini Mountains and the coast. It's a fantastic area to be, 20 minutes from the mountains, 20 minutes from the coast, art, architecture, and history all around.
That's such a beautiful scene, and I feel like listeners who are not only students are probably tempted and thinking about, wow, I wish I could probably take some time off, maybe spend a few weeks in the summer, learn about Italian language and culture, and luckily there's a program that they can actually do this.
Shuang, I'm really glad that you mentioned that because it's true. We have a number of different programs. Our basic design is we have 2-semester programs which follow a university semester, so a fall semester and a spring semester, but we also offer 2-week summer programs, rotating every 2 weeks from the end of June to the end of August. Now, these summer programs are a concentration of what we offer in the semester programs, which is Italian language, Italian culture, and art and history. So Italian culture you could study for a lifetime and probably never get to the bottom of it and never feel bored with the material that you have in front of you. But what we really offer, to give you a breakdown of it, is Italian language courses in the morning, and in the afternoon you get out and you get involved in the community. So if in the morning you're studying how to make pasta and why pasta is important, why people were making fresh egg pasta with only one egg for a family of 12 after the Second World War because there just wasn't enough to go around, and how this sufferance that they put into this pasta has become a worldwide emblem of food and culinary spectacularness. Then you get out and you actually make this pasta. You press in the wheat and the eggs with your hands. You're learning what it actually means to be a part of that culture. Maybe with people who don't even speak English, although there'll be translators alongside them to make sure that you understand everything. That's one of the other nice parts about Ascoli Piceno is you are immersed into a culture where tourism is only just getting a foothold. So you're not immersed in a massive tourism with one bus after another, where perhaps if you were in Rome, you would get a chance to see a lot of the main important monuments, which I would definitely recommend. But in Ascoli Piceno, you get a flavor of what Italian culture and Italian people are all about, because you yourself will be involved in the Italian life.
It's very exciting. I'm tempted already just to thinking about the possibilities for a 2-week study vacation perhaps. And then, students themselves, if they do choose to do the semester, they can also work with their school to coordinate and see how it fits into their learning program.
Oh, very nice, Frank. Really, very happy that you mentioned that, because at the moment we are a gap semester program. Our academy offers the opportunity for students to build up that part of their life that they haven't had the ability to in the classroom. So our continued education from elementary school right up through university can sometimes leave holes in our personal development. Maybe we don't feel quite so strong about throwing ourselves into the job market, about having that interview, where an exchange program like ours can really give you confidence in your personal abilities, can make you stronger as a student, and certainly more marketable as an employee when you get out into the workforce. And as you said, it can also be an independent study abroad program where the students ask for a pre-approval from their school for credits that can be assigned to the work experience and a life experience that they would have at our academy.
Yeah. And I think it's also wonderful for people who want to maybe crack into different industries that Italy is known for, be it fashion, be it culinary. Just because you have those interests, you still need that language and culture foundation. So this is a great place to kind of get that springboard and kick off their journey.
You're absolutely correct. And just being able to even say grazie mille, buongiorno, it opens that door to where people see that you appreciate and have maybe not a love like I have for it, although I hope you will after the experience, at least an appreciation for what their culture is about. And when they see that you appreciate it, they're much more likely to work with you as well, give you opportunities as friends or as colleagues. So it's a great opportunity because we do have so much, as you mentioned, from culinary to fashion, from food, wine, olive oil, but even shoemaking is huge in Italy, and also tourism is one of our major sources of income. So people that have the ability to speak a little bit of Italian, or perhaps even become fluent through taking our advanced language courses, although it's not necessary because we have elementary, medium, and advanced level courses. So we're open to all levels, and we have the ability to really get individual attention to the students who come, because we are such a small school. As I was telling you earlier, Shuang, this school has just opened up. My wife Ilaria Sabatini and I opened the school together, and it was really an idea that we had been fostering for a while, and we decided we shouldn't let our dreams pass us by. We need to put our feet down and start making this a reality. So what we did was we actually wrote the European Union and we presented our program to them, and they believed in it so much and they thought it could actually stimulate the economy that they're supporting our program. We've gotten funds from the European Union. We've gotten sponsorship from Ascoli Piceno, who's also behind us in this program. We've recently had, and you may or may not know, a series of large earthquakes in central Italy. and it's caused the tourism industry to look at different angles for what it really wants to do, especially investing in youth and culture. So it's a fantastic time to be a part of this changing mentality in Italy, but also to get a sneak peek at what the culture is really about, that in my opinion, only in these little towns called borghi that you can really get this flavor and get in depth to what Italy really has to offer.
And I'm so glad that you stopped by to talk with us, because I feel like I love the fact that you and your wife are working together to kind of kickstart this dream. And I feel like it's really inspiring to hear about you guys trying to bring a connection through culture and language and bring people, more into Italy, and not just as tourists, but there to learn and kind of be absorbed within the environment.
That's correct. And as I was saying before, I really think that a cultural exchange not only breaks down barriers of ideas that we have developed from watching TV, from hearing other people about what a foreigner might represent. But when we go to another country and we realize that we become the foreigner in that country, we can look at ourselves, not only our own culture, but even our own psychology. And when we contrast that with the new culture, we can learn to appreciate the other culture, but also learn to appreciate and understand ourselves even better.
That's awesome. So, for those who are listening to us, whether be it students or lifetime students or students of life who wants to do that summer program or that semester, how should they get started and kind of do their own research and start prepping to go?
So one of the best ways to get started with our website, if you're not here at Go and Study Abroad, is to actually go to our website. It's www.internationalacademyantonella.com. You can find us on Facebook at IAA. We also have a YouTube channel, International Academy Antonella, that has some of our videos. You can see live footage of the city. You can see different events that we have, as well as hiking excursions, fashion shows, cooking courses. We have a lot to offer that can be tailored to the individual student, but it also gives you the basis for, as I said before, a lifelong love for Italy and the Italian culture.
Awesome. And before we sign off, I'm going to try to pronounce the city name again, and you can tell me how I have improved from the beginning of our conversation. Okay, so here we go. Ascoli Piceno.
Very good. Ascoli Piceno.
Ascoli Piceno. So I definitely do think there's some improvements, and maybe a summer 2-week program will help me get there.
I absolutely agree. And if I can just add one more thing, and I'm glad that you tried to pronounce again, and you did quite well, Ascoli Piceno. It represents the in-depth culture and history, mythology that really is everywhere in Italy, because the Piceni people who were around before the Longobards that invaded Italy from the Germanic tribes built the city long before Rome even existed. So we have such a strong history here, and in fact the Italian word for woodpecker is picchio, because the Piceni people followed a green woodpecker through the woods, over the mountains, until it finally landed in between these two rivers, Tronto and the Castellano, on this island. And that's where they decided to build their city, and that's where Ascoli Piceno lies. And it's a magic city where anybody should come to learn and has the ability to here with International Academy Antonella.
That's awesome. Well, if you want to follow Peter, just like people in the past have followed this green woodpecker, you should definitely check out International Academy Antonella right here at the Study Go Broad Fair, or on their Facebook or website. You are listening to CIUT 89.5 FM. Up next, we have Nicole, and she's going to tell you more ways to study and go.